But let's go to the trade window and take a look. And I've already pulled up the 139, 141s, and we wanted to stay 5 or 10 points, 5 points above and 5 points below selling an iron condor. Let me just delete this for a second and show you how this is done. When I select, I type in SPY up here. I get the SPY strikes, and as always I try to widen them as much as possible. So up here, if you've only got 4 strikes out, you're not going to see as many strikes as you want in your window. So you want to try to widen that out as much as you can, especially if you're selling iron condors. And we want to come down. I like to sell at least $1 on the put and the call side. So I'm going to start out at 139. If we take a look here, 139 is just above this resistance point, so that's good. That's good. We'll go with that. And we want to sell an iron condor, and that'll bring up our order entry here. And we've already got it set at 139 on the call side. I like to do 2 points apart. I like to go 139, 141. If I was doing the 140, I'd go the 142s. And then on the downside, we want to try to go 5 points below, which is right around 127. Let's see what we can get for the 127 strike. We can get decent prices, but you know what? We can even go lower than that. We can go down to the 124s if necessary. If we sell the 124s, we can still get $1 for them. And we'll go 2 points below, 2 strikes below that at 122. And, now we're looking at, anywhere from 72, 73 cents. It's not bad. That's not bad. And that's a pretty wide range. So let's, whoops, I want to do 5 of these. Let's just analyze this for a second. Our maximum profit is going to be $360 on 5 contracts. Our maximum loss is $640. And since obviously the index, the SPY index, can only be at 1 point, it can either be higher or lower than our break evens. We don't get since our maximum loss is $640, we don't get margined on both sides of the trade if we enter this order as a selling an iron condor. We only get margin on one side because they know that if the market goes this way, well, we're making money on the on our put side. If the market's going down, we make money on the call side. So we only get margined on one side of the trade, which is great. That's why I like TOS so much. Okay. So we're just going to kind of spread this out, and I think we're good to go. I like this trade very much. We're right in the center. If necessary, we can, we can adjust. Our Vega is slightly negative. Okay, what happens when you're slightly negative Vega? If you're short Vega, if Vega drops, you're going to profit just a little bit more. If you're long Vega and Vega goes up, then you're going to profit. But I think we're probably going to remain fairly neutral. And let's just take a quick look at the VIX. Okay, as you can see, I've also done a long-term chart. Let's just go back here a couple years, and you can see that there was a little reverse head and shoulders down here on the VIX going back to December of 2007, and this little blue uptrend line, it looks like the VIX has been following this pretty well. As you know, when the VIX increases in price, stock prices generally decline. A higher VIX indicates more fear in the market, and that includes prices going down. We've had a number of rallies during this uptrend in the VIX, but right now we are currently, let's just zoom in on this. Our uptrend line was violated here. It closed below here. It closed below here. It closed below here, and then it went back up again. And now it's hanging right around here. It may go up to this 25 level, which looks like it was a prior resistance area for the VIX. before it broke through, so it may come back up here. We're kind of like in this no man's land here, and it might actually, I'm kind of looking for the VIX to come back down into this area between 22 and 21. So we really want to be short Vega here. We'd like to be a little short Vega, which our position is actually, let me go back to the Analyze tab here. We are a little bit short Vega here. So if Vega does decline, that'll actually help our position some. So let's go back to the trade window, see where we are. We actually have about 72. If we hit the midpoint, and with these, you know, you're not going to hit the midpoint too much, and I'm not going to quibble over a penny or two because the bid and ask prices are pretty tight. They're about 5 cents apart. So if we go ahead and we try to get 73, we'll do that. Let's send that out. See if we get filled on that. As always, we try to wait a few seconds and see if we can get something in. If we can get it in at 73, that would be very nice. If not, we may have to shave a few points off of that. But you know, when I'm trying to determine market direction, you know, where to set my support and resistance points, especially when I'm selling an iron condor, I like to take a look at the VIX. I mean, price is great. You know, you can take a look at price, and I've done the same thing for the Dow Jones Industrials here. Whoops. You know, I like to take it back a few years just to see where we've been. And if I go back 20 years on the Dow Jones, I have to go back farther than that on a really long-term basis. But it helps you give you some perspective. I mean, you can see from 1932 here, we hit this downtrend channel line, which held back in 1982, which was really the beginning of our current bull market. You can see from 1982 on, except with the exception between 2000 and 2003, we had a small bear market, but we're still well within this very, very long-term uptrend channel line, and we're still at the 50% level of that uptrend channel line. We haven't even gone below 50% of that uptrend channel line. So, I mean, on a long-term basis, this really helps to give you some perspective on the market. If you're a long-term player, I mean, you take a look at this resistance line right here that was hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, then finally broke through here. Boy, you should have been long and all over that back in 1982 the market. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. You can see it broke through right here. Resistance became support when it came back down in here, and then it just took off. And it's been going up ever since. So